What's up, guys? It's your girl, Misha.
It's your boy, Nard.
And with the Eminem family. So today we're doing a reaction to a shooting survivor, confronts NRA spokesman Dana Loesch. This is a very interesting one. Don't know much about Dana Loesch or the shooting survivor. But let's just get straight into the video so we can have more details about what's going on.
Right, very big CNN interviewer, so I know about her. So let's get into this.
Okay, so excuse me.
Let's get into it.
Okay.
Dana Loesch, I want you to know that we will support your two children in the way that you will not. The shooter at our school obtained weapons that he used on us legally. Do you believe that it should be harder to obtain these semi-automatic and weapons and the modifications for these weapons to make them fully automatic like bump stocks?
Well, first off, Emma, I want to applaud you for standing up and speaking out. And for anyone who has ever criticized you or any of these students up here, including people who have been on my side of this issue, I don't think that anyone should deny you your voice or deny you your position because you are young.
We want to thank you for that.
I was a very politically active teenager, and I'm on this stage as a result of that. Think of how far you all could go as a result of voicing your beliefs. Now, I want to answer your question, and I want to be allowed the opportunity, which is why I am here, to talk and have this discussion with you all and answer these questions. This is why I came down here. I don't believe that this insane monster should have ever been able to obtain a firearm. Ever.
Right.
I do not think that he should have gotten his hands on any kind of weapon. That's number one. This individual was nuts. And I, nor the millions of people that I represent as a part of this organization that I'm here speaking for, none of us support people who are crazy, who are a danger to themselves, who are a danger to others, getting their hands on a firearm. And we have been for over 20 years, and I have been screaming about this, which is why I'm here, because I have kids, and I'm not just fighting for my kids, I'm fighting for you, I'm fighting for you, I'm fighting for all of you, because I don't want anyone to ever be in this position again. I want everyone to think about this for 1 second. This goes right into your question. Do you know that it is not federally required for states to actually report people who are prohibited possessors, crazy people who are murderers? No? We've been actually talking about that for a long time. Let me answer the question.
So before she continue on, I wouldn't call people crazy. I would say they're mentally ill, just like we stated in our other videos, mentally ill.
Right.
I wouldn't consider them crazy. I wouldn't use that word, So
I'm just be honest with you. I am a gun holder, but I do think that it's too easy now to get any. It's too easy to get to these guns, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they need to go kind of deep in people's background and check, and but it's a whole lot on the streets. That's just something to me that needs to be fixed. You know what I'm saying? And the way these guns are everywhere now, it's just done got kind of ridiculous. If you want to be real about it, you know what I'm saying? So I do feel like, you know what I'm saying, it do need to be something in place to, for you to have to go through a little bit of something just to show that you're capable of having a firearm, that you're mentally stable to have a firearm. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like this won't happen because we don't know if these kids are being bullied. We don't know if these kids has been
going through something
at home. You know what I'm saying? Anything. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know. And a lot of times that they do, they want the help, but it's like nobody to turn to. If you've been abused at home or bullied in school, and a lot of parents don't really take the time out to know what's going on in their kids' life. So,
well, let's finish. We'll see what Dana Loesch, what else she has to say for herself, because she's not answering the question at the end of the day. But let's get back into it.
Answer the question. You can shout me down when I'm finished, but let me answer Emma's question. It is not federal law for states to report convictions to the NICS system. It's not federally mandated. That's the big question, and I wish that this network had also covered this more, as other media networks would have covered it. That's a huge. Wait a second.
Wow.
Wait a second.
You guys, if I can't hear her statement, I can't come up with a rebuttal. Please.
Wait a second. Do you guys want to stop mentally insane individuals from getting firearms?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
They have to be in the system. If they are convicted, you can convict them, you can adjudicate them mentally unfit. If a state does not report it to the National Crime Information Center, when you run that form, this madman passed a background check. How was he able to pass a background check? He was able to pass a background check because we have a system that's flawed. The Sutherland Springs murderer was able to pass a background check because the Air Force did not report that record.
I think I'm just gonna interrupt you real quick and remind you that the question is actually, do you believe it should be harder to obtain these semi-automatic weapons and modifications to make them fully automatic, such as bump stocks?
Well, I think the ATF is deciding about bump stocks right now. The president ordered the DOJ to look into it.
I'm asking your opinion as a representative of the NRA.
That's what the NRA's position has been. The NRA came,
What's
I'm
yours?
talking for them. These are the 5 million members that I'm here representing. That is what that group's position has been on that. So that answers your question. And they spoke about that before the president made a move, and they spoke about that before Attorney General Jeff Sessions made an announcement about that.
She literally just said your opinion. She don't care about the NRA and what you do for a living. She said your opinion.
I kind of understand, honestly, where she coming from, because she's probably is speaking on their behalf, because she is one of the 5 million people that she's speaking on. Now, honestly, with that being whole, okay, this thing here, to me, it weighs on both sides, because I feel like people with mental ill, they can go and get a firearm and pass a background check. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
But they do need to somehow figure out anything that any history of mental health, sickness, anything down the line, these hospitals that they checked into, anywhere need to have them reports on file, so they can see this, man. So that does, affect a lot of people, and a lot of people have lost their lives behind that. You know what I'm saying? Because I can be mentally ill, but I can still go and purchase a gun and walk out in society like I'm fine. You know what I'm saying?
So I do agree with her on that standpoint. It hasn't been approved for people to get background checks. They get it approved for purchasing a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
Which is sad for the case of the survivor shooting, what had happened. Whoever did survive, God rest in peace for them. But it's sad. It's sad. They should have a better system,
Because just like y'all could convict somebody of a felony charge and they can't get a firearm, that same thing need to take place in mental health or anything, because at the same time, a lot of parents don't think nothing wrong with their kid when it's a lot. You never know what the kid's going through in school or at home. Mm-hmm. So it starts at home, honestly. So I feel in a way, they need to dig in. Or you
might be getting love at home and you get bullied at school.
Right, and and then the parent don't know, because the parent's not taking the time out to see why their child doing such crazy things, or they in a room all day. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of these kids got too much access to internet, YouTube. I mean, a lot of stuff on YouTube not really good to watch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, it's really start from home. See what
Dana what else she has to say.
That too. So that answers your question with that.
Just interject for a second though. And I understand you're standing up for the NRA, and I understand that's what you're supposed to do. But you just told this group of people that you are standing up for them. You're not standing up for them until you say, I want less weapons.
Look how she's actually looking like that. You can't look at me.
These people want 3 things. And I come here tonight with 39 years in law enforcement. I've Baker Acted people. I've taken weapons from people. The men and women I've worked with for almost 40 years. We know how to keep America safe. Number one, we have to, you're right, we have to take weapons out of the hands of people that suffer from mental illness. We have to expand the Baker Act. We have to be able, when police encounter someone, Emma, when police encounter someone who is going through a mental illness, we don't only have to wait, or we shouldn't have to wait until they are a danger to themselves or someone else. We should be able to take them to an institution that's going to examine them and take weapons away from them right then and there at that time.
I'm gonna pause right there before he continues speaking. Just like Mr. Scott said, you know, I do agree with everything that he said, but when it comes to, I can say certain cities and states does protect their city, you know, their state alone when it comes to getting people that are not healthy to be on the streets. They take them off, but not every officer does that. Not everyone. Would you agree, babe?
To me, honestly, man, look, I can work at a gun store. Somebody can walk in and buy a gun who's mentally ill. If they never have been checked in, that's just what I'm saying. If they never been checked in, they can walk out in society and actually be fine. Like there's nothing wrong with them. You know what I'm saying? All mental health people have not been checked. All mental health people have not. We don't know all these people. You know what I'm saying? Now the officer speaking, you know what I'm saying? I get that what he's saying, but a lot of times the police are a problem too. You feel me? So therefore, people need to put in these public schools, man, and they just need better security. It shouldn't be too many entrances to get into a school full of kids that's learning, man. Kids that's got promising futures, kids that want to live in their futures, you know, that really life is precious to them right now. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna look into some more of this.
Member of the NRA, yes? No, you're not a member of the NRA. I want to bring in Diane Wolk-Rogers, who teaches AP World History. One of the victims, Carmen Shentrup, was in her class, and she has a question for Dana as well.
Dana, I viewed the dead body of Carmen Shentrup, our student. I watched her mother and father kiss her goodbye one last time and close the top of her casket. I looked at Robert and I hugged him, my dear, dear Robert, and I told you that Carmen, she died a martyr. Our kids have started a revolution. I'm proud and I'm inspired to be a part of Never Again. Now here's my question. I'm a history teacher. I asked my students to define terms for me. So I'd like you to define something for me because I've wondered about it and I want to know, what is your definition of a well-regulated militia as stated in the Second Amendment, and using supporting detail, explain to me how Let me finish. And using supporting detail, explain to me how an 18-year-old with a military rifle is well regulated. And the world, our country, our nation is going to grade your answer.
Well, by all means. And I want to say as well, I as a parent, I see my kids and these students. I see my kids and the students that are here today. What you went through is horrid. I'm not going to pretend to understand what you went through. There are no words for it. It's monstrous, and nobody should have to endure that. I want to answer your question. George Mason was one of the founders, and he said the militia is the whole of the people. It's every man, it's every woman. That is who the militia is. In the context of the time, a well-regulated militia meant an American man, an American woman, a citizen of the United States of America, who could operate and service their firearm.
How is an 18-year-old, that was in the context of the time.
Yes.
How now is an 18-year-old with a military assault rifle well regulated, used, supporting
Right.
detail?
He shouldn't have been able to get a firearm. He should have been barred from getting a firearm. And he should not have been able to. He should not have been able to purchase a firearm.
So what are
I'm
you,
trying
the
to.
men, are going to do about it?
Let me answer. If we're here to have a discussion, that's why I'm here.
Exactly.
I want you to ask me every question. I want you to give me every question you have.
I understand what Dana said.
Let's have some respect. She's here to answer the questions. Let's let her answer the questions.
He should, A, never been able to get a firearm. B, people who are crazy should not be able to get firearms. C, people who are dangerous to themselves and other individuals should not be able to obtain a firearm. There isn't a loophole. It's a criminal act, and that's what we have to start calling it. We have to start, number one, following up on red flags. 39 times in the past year, it was law enforcement or it was social services that went to this individual's home. Now, there are 2 Florida statutes. One of them, I don't know if the comment that he had put on YouTube would have qualified for you to Baker Act him, but sending messages telling other students that he was going to murder them and he was going to kill them, I would think certainly would qualify under a Florida state statute for you to have Baker Acted him.
Let me respond to that. First of all, we've talked about the Broward Sheriff's Office and some other local agencies and the FBI getting tips and what have you. America, there's one person responsible for this act. That's the detestable, violent killer. He is responsible for this act. Nobody else but him. There's 3 things we need to do in America to keep.
He made you guys aware. He made the whole world that was on his social media aware that he was about to kill people. And this is the crazy thing. I hate that because they make it known that they're about to do something, and whoever's his friends on social media should have acted as well. You know, it's either now or never, and look at the consequences after that. I wish something could have been done before that had happened. Just like the other shooting in Texas. You know, he sat there, don't know how long he did it. It's just...
Okay, to me, honestly, what she's saying is very true. This man had 39 times the police been called to his house. What he's saying is straight foolishness. I'm just being honest with you. It don't start with him. Y'all been to these men's house 39 times? Come on, man. Come on.
Not 39. 3 times is enough for me.
So, exactly. So, you mean to tell me it's his fault? Y'all knew he was mental ill if y'all had calls there 39 times. Seriously, like, you gotta point the finger at y'all, too. Y'all are the law as well. Period. There's no cleaning that up. So what he's saying is straight BS. I'm just being honest.
Keep America safe. Number one, we have to use through crime prevention, through environmental design, build schools differently so they're harder to penetrate. Number 2, we need to be empowering police officers and deputy sheriffs throughout the nation to be able to take people who are an immediate threat to themselves or an immediate threat to someone else to be examined. And we need to take guns away from them forever. They should never get them back. They should have to go through a psychological evaluation.
And a lot of them guys not
have a
going
doctor
mentally ill.
or a clinician have to sign their John Hancock and say that person should be given back their Second Amendment right. We're not going to see doctors do that. But lastly, we do need to have some gun control reform. 18-year-olds should never have a rifle. An 18-year-old kid should not have a rifle. 18-year-old kid, they're not adults yet. They're in high school. These kids should not have a rifle. Bump stocks should be illegal. They should be outlawed forever. Automatic rifles should be outlawed forever. And anybody who says different, I don't know about other people, but Emma and I, we're calling BS on that. So,
what you saying is BS. Honestly.
It's the NRA.
Wow, man, this video here, man, this probably like one of my most videos that's kind of had me on the edge, man, because, you know, as she sat
Let me
there.
take this video out. Hold on, babe.
Oh, God, man. And this video already been up for a while. I mean, hey, but, hey, look, man. Y'all both is not setting no type of example, pointing fingers at each other who both had control of that. A lot of people out here are convicted felonies and they are not mentally ill. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, yeah, y'all can stop them for getting a rifle. But if this the police has been to this man's house 39 times and see what he posted on social media. And you trying to, he shouldn't be able to buy a rifle. You right, he shouldn't be. But at the same time, as law enforcement, y'all should be able to clock in and say, man, let's get this dude to somewhere.
There should have been some type of system to where he's been watched and monitored as far as him being online. He should have been monitored a little more than what he was. Because if you've been in his house like more than one time, that should have been a pinpoint. Okay, we need to watch him, put him on safety because I don't want anyone else getting harmed or him doing any danger to himself. So there should have been some changes made as far as putting things around the school for it to be harder penetrated. I understand that as far as that go. And there should be some system put up to where it's harder for individuals to get guns that have mental illness or anything that's wrong with them. Yeah.
So, this to me, honestly, y'all really both sat there and kind of look like fools, to be real with you. Because it's you're a police for a reason. She got her job as controlling a lot of other things. Her and 5 million other people that, you know what I'm saying, can make this a whole lot better. Do I believe guns is out of hand right now? Yes, it's out of hand ridiculously.
It's like the shooting in Texas.
You know what I'm saying? And it's so out of hand to a point that a 5-year-old can really get their hand on a gun. Be real with you. So it's like, come on, man. You can't keep pointing the fingers at each other. You know what I'm saying? We have to build schools. No, get better security. So you just trying to sit here and take up for the police force, but honestly, y'all ain't did nothing. Your people went to his house 39 times. And when she said that, he kind of flipped the script on her, but she got to understand, like,
yeah, he said
they put y'all in
position.
Right. They put y'all in position to take care of that stuff, honestly. So, just
and
like
I
y'all
blame the audience that was on his social media. I mean,
look, you got the nicest guys that got caught and did time behind drugs.
Don't Facebook or whatever, if you post something, they automatically block you.
They need to be more aware of that. I don't know. I ain't really no Facebook junkie, but I'm just saying, like, it's the guys out there doing time right now in jail right now for drugs and they're a convicted felon and they can never purchase a firearm. Y'all make them as dangerous just like that. Why not y'all can't do the same for mentally ill people? My point, man. Like, so you can't really say that.
Well, guys, this was very interesting to watch, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. Until the next video, guys, we're going to end this video right here because this was well long.
Right. So,
but until the next video, guys, much love.
Peace.